Well, hello and welcome back into the studio. Another episode of the Lighthouse Path Podcast. And if you can't tell, I am in full enthusiasm because in the studio with us today is somebody I consider a premier storyteller in the most fabulous way. She's also very much about teaching us all how to surrender so we can get ourselves out of the way and shine the light on our clients and customers, which is what this podcast is all about. So it is a true joy for me to introduce you to Carroll Patrizi. And she is the founder of the Surrender the Movement, also host of the Conversations with Carroll podcast, also a lifestyle consultant, and under the umbrella of storyteller, all of that, she educates and connects with others through storytelling. So we've all heard the shortest way to somebody's heart and to make a difference for them is through our stories. Carroll is an expert at sharing her story and helping others share theirs. So we're in for a treat as we are in each episode. This time, we're going to be talking about how Carroll builds strong bonds of relationship with her clients that come to her to become master storytellers through Surrender the Movement. Carroll, it is a delight to have you here.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, audience. And I'm sure the audience already knows what a gift it is to share any time with Stacy Hall. Her energy, her kindness, her interest, her enthusiasm. So I am so thrilled to be here, Stacy.
It's a love fest, as it always is with the audience. Okay, let us know that you're watching. We want to hear from you, both of us. All right, Carroll. The foundation of our podcast is always about how can other people build these long-lasting bonds with their clients and customers, because folks who are lighthouses, they're not one and done kind of people. They want to be able to be of service to their clients and customers. How do you do it specifically so your clients don't feel that you're only interested in them because of the transaction? So I'm going to turn that over to you to get us started.
First of all, what an incredibly important question. And I'm going to start with being grateful. And I'm also going to share, very much like this conversation with you, Stacy, and your wonderful audience. You know, being in the present moment in a conversation is an incredible gift. And I have to share that for many years in my life, I'm 110, but I will say there was a time in my life that I took being in the present moment and conversations, which means, by the way, someone you are visiting with, I took them for granted. I think it's important for me to share that being in the present moment and the importance of a conversation, I learned that. And I learned that through mistakes. As a friend of mine says, the truth is the truth and it's good enough. And the incredible clients, my team, what we share, but with a client, if you think about this, what an intimate relationship that is. So if I get an email or a text or a phone call or however someone connects through the website, I immediately, it's like, oh my gosh, I am so grateful that I'm getting ready to meet someone or share with someone on a very intimate level. They're asking for time. They are giving of their time to get to know how we can work together. And if it's the right relationship. So I believe that the first most important question, first statement is thank you. I mean, I'll tell you, there was a time in my life that I took conversations for granted, but I'm so grateful for the conversation to get to meet someone or get to know someone better, that they are sharing of their time and considering building a relationship with me between the two of us. I'm grateful. The next thing is, I think the most important question is, how in the world may I serve you, the client? What is it that you want from this relationship? Not just from a transaction, not just, let's say, you want to, you are going to join us in an anthology or come on as a guest on the podcast, or you are talking about lifestyle coaching. What, how may I serve you best? And I'll tell you, this part is tricky. When they answer the question, what if I know that someone may serve them better? What if what they are asking me to do or to talk about or to coach them with, that I actually know, because, we live in a world of community. Thank you, Father. I really and truly do not take another step forward with them as a client if there is someone else that may serve them better. Now, if I am able to help them achieve or discuss, sometimes people say, I don't know. I'm not sure how you can help me best. Then I say, okay, well, where are you? Where are you in your life right now? What are you over the moon about? What are you just sick about and you want to change? Even if they start out very general, what are some things you want out of your life? What do you think you'd like for me to help you with? We begin this very intimate relationship right off the bat. It has to be it has to be founded in trust. I don't want to say, well, it sounds like what you need is. I want to say is, where are you? How are you doing with that? Let's talk about how you feel about that. Let's have a real deep, immediately, let's just go deep from the first conversation. Let's talk about faith and relationships and family and money and where you live and what you're doing in your business and all the things.
Yeah. You said so much. Three things that I heard. At the first and foremost, even though you didn't say it first, is building the trust. What I heard as well, which helps to build that trust, in addition to focusing on them, exactly what you talked about. That's how we shine the light on them. We don't tell them what they need. We ask them how we can be of service. Where are they in their life right now? But what I love, love, love about all of it, in the most love I put on that, is remembering that if they came to us, we're actually a one-stop shop. That doesn't mean we're their only person to serve.
Right.
Because if they trust us enough to tell us what they need, if we share with them that we know somebody else who could do that better, we maintain the trust, but we also have saved them a search, trial and error. And I did this earlier today with somebody. It's like the next thing was not me. The next thing was me introducing her to someone else that was an exact fit. So I love that
Yes.
you shared that. Okay. What I want you to go further in, if you would, is how do you know? Because it's just as important that we shine a light on them, but that we also know as we start to build relationship, there's somebody that we're meant to serve. So can you go deeper into that for us, Carroll, how you identify that?
Absolutely. That's a great question. I generally, when people are vulnerable enough and they trust enough to share honestly about where they are and what their needs and wants are that they believe at that time, if there is a connection, I'm very grateful. Again, 110 years old. Generally, there will be a pearl of connection, a spark of connection that is very relatable, whether that is from, education, whether that is from a story in my own life, whether that is from a story of someone that I love very much in their lives. There is, and I know, Stacy, you know this, but there is actually an energy that is exchanged. And as maybe woohoo that sounds to some people, it is so real. Our words have energy. If you're having a very beautiful conversation with someone and you connect with something that they say, and it's like, and you're practicing active listening. I want to go to that as well. And you're able to say, if I am hearing you correctly, this is where I believe could be a first step in our relationship. This could, and how does that sound to you? Am I hearing what you need? And I do believe, based on a past experience, based upon someone I've helped before, based upon a story, based upon, past education, I go through what I believe would be a next step for us in our relationship, but I ask them how that feels. I ask them because I, in an exchange, in a real, genuine exchange of someone calling and asking for help or talking to you before they talk to someone else in an interview, let's say, you will know there is an energetic connection. And that's why it's so easy for me to say, oh my goodness, this, if what I'm hearing is correct, please, you tell me, this is what I'm hearing. I believe this would be a great next step for you. How does that feel? How does it sound? Or, what I think your next step should be is I want you to consider speaking to Stacy, let's say. And then once you and Stacy, because I'm hearing you might need this type of work first. And then once y'all are able to complete that, I believe you and I could then move into this phase. So I know, and Stacy knows this about me. I also pray before I answer, and I ask to be guided. I think that everything is founded in something bigger than certainly just me. And that's how it's there is a real energetic connection.
Yeah, where everybody here would, if you've been following the Lighthouse Path at all, then you know what Carol's talking about with that energetic. I want to bring two things in because you brought up prayer, and I'm so glad you did. Talk to us about Surrender the Movement and where does storytelling fit into any of this, since that is the umbrella mission for you to be a master storyteller, teach other people. How does Surrender the Movement fit together with all of that?
Oh goodness, it's quite in the center. Oftentimes, any work we need to do personally or professionally, um, begins with accountability and the practice of surrendering what is not serving us well. Oftentimes, in the work that I do with most, if not all, of my clients, customers, it's about surrendering, not surrendering to something, not waving the white flag. It's surrendering that to something greater. And in complete respect and love and honor of all faiths, the I surrender this to God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Take it, please take it. I need to come forward with a power and an encouragement and hope that comes from somewhere else because this is not serving me. So I'm going to surrender. Let's say it's comparison. Let's say it's fear. Let's say it is a financial situation. You can surrender anything that's not working as long as you're willing to be open to then be part of the solution and become accountable to making changes that don't involve that fear and that whatever it is. So surrender. And for example, this our anthology, Surrender the Practice. It's all about different stories. You can call them God moments, surrender moments of someone, each person either being knocked down because it's too much, whatever it is, or because they were just like, I can't, they made a choice. I want to surrender this because I want something to be different. Please, dear God, help me. And so all of a sudden, all of the readers, global, this is an enormous movement. They are able to see different pearls from people that are from completely different walks of life, different faiths, different colors, different, upbringings, different levels of education, different, economic situations. But all of a sudden, it's going to connect. Our stories connect us and remind us how much we are alike. I'm from 11 kiddos. I'm one of 11 kiddos. We are all very, 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 very different. But I will tell you, we are also very much the same, just like people from all around the world are. Life does not discriminate. And if we become curious about other people's stories and find where they found strength, where they found God, where they found hope in their lives, what if somebody has a story like yours and you didn't think anyone else had that story, and you found a pearl or you found hope? And that's what this is about, is to empower and help us surrender what doesn't serve us. Remember that you are a child of God. You have incredible gifts, and you're the author of your life. Your story matters. You matter. The yucky parts, the messy parts matter. And most of all, how you got through those can save. It can be someone else's lifeline. That's why it's so important.
It's beautiful. You can see why I adore this woman. Carroll, so much of what you shared is expanded upon on your website, which we have scrolling across the screen. Would you be a tour guide for us and tell us, what do we receive when we go to that site?
Absolutely. And please, I hope y'all will visit. Everyone is welcome and invited. Please. It's going to talk about and remind you, I hope, you're reminded on every page that you're a precious child of God, that you matter, that your story matters. You might not feel loved, but you are loved, which is why we want to share stories. You are going to be invited to learn about the podcast. And would you like to come on there and share your story? You're going to learn a little bit more about my story, my messy story, which is why I'm here. I'm never here to say, I'm here to say, let me tell you my mess up and what I have learned from the streets, if you will. You are going to find ways to connect. You're going to hear about books that I think may help you. You can join our email list that just gives you a little boost of hope and love and joy on Mondays. You're invited to come into a community of people that are here to serve one another. You know, I believe our purpose is the same, and that is to help one another, not to judge, it's not to compare. And I'll just tell you this, as each one has received a gift, and we have all received gifts, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Let's use our gifts. Let's be okay to say, when somebody says you have this gift, say thank you. You didn't create your gift. It was a gift to you. So come on, you're invited. And I'm just honored for any and all that want to learn a little bit more about our community.
Well, let's take a moment to take that in. If you want to meet other lighthouses, yeah, you can hang out in our lighthouse community. I'm saying go to Carroll's as well. Look at that website, join her mailing list, receive her tips to help keep your light on, and meet other storytellers, because that's who we are as lighthouses. Our story is the light that we shine in the world. And the more comfortable, I really believe this, the more comfortable we become telling the good, the bad, and the ugly, the story becomes richer and more relatable. And you heard Carroll right from the start own her stuff without embarrassment. Okay, just, it's so, I'm human. This is it. And as we all are, I'm learning and growing. And if anybody knows me at all, you know I talk about there is no failure. We play, we explore, we discover, we move on. We play, we explore, we discover, we move on. And so being a role model for that, Carroll, thank you. Thank you for taking time from the movement to come in and let others know about the movement. And thank you for turning us all into storytellers who make a difference for other people. It's really a blessing to us all.
Stacy, thank you for being the light that you are, for sharing this platform with others. And really and truly, it's such a gift to call you friend and collaborator and all the things. Thank you. And thank you to your wonderful audience.
They're fabulous, just like us. We're all shining the light, and it's nice to be able to find each other, to see each other. And when we require a chart, I always say, Carroll's another lighthouse keeper. Okay, with all of us. It's one thing to keep generating our own. Sometimes it's nice to have a lighthouse keeper come along and give an extra charge. Just see, without a charge. So that's her newsletter every Monday. Little tips. All right, and to all of you, thank you. Thank you for doing what you do from your power zone, the comfort zone, where your confidence shines bright, so that you can take the attention off of you and put it on the people who are in the dark looking for the light. So as I send you off from every episode, please always remember to do your best to shine on. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.